my partner wants space, my partner needs space, I need space. One of my sayings a lot of you guys know is space is only for astronauts. Space is not for relationships. That's silly. It's not going to make your relationship better by spending more time apart. Obviously. A lot of people think it is, which is just absurd. So what do you do? What do you do if you feel like you need space? What do you do if your partner asks you for space? So say in your relationship and your partner says, look, I need a little bit of space. That's your point to go, hold on a second. Let's sit down. Let's have a talk about what's actually happening. Okay. Have a real conversation. It may be a hard conversation, but have a real, proper, serious conversation about what's happening. So if changes need to be made, you can make changes, or you can do something differently, or you can talk about it. There's some sort of problem. And if you feel like you need space, don't just have space. The way I like to see it is there's 168 hours in a week. You're not going to just take time to chill out. Like, use that 168 hours as efficiently as you can. So instead of asking for space, do something with that time. You can go and do a hobby. You can go to work. You can study. You can do something. There's a million things to do. So you shouldn't need space from your partner. If you feel like you need space from your partner, maybe you're just not living life big enough as it is. Because with work and hobbies and family and responsibilities and all these other things in your life, you shouldn't have to create more time away from your partner. That's a very big red flag. No relationship has ever failed because a couple spends too much time together. I want you to remember that. Some people have very good relationships and they spend a lot of time apart. What does this mean? It means they're not really supposed to be together. Okay, they have a good relationship over text message, but they barely see each other. That's not a relationship. A 10 out of 10 relationship, you love being around that person all the time. You want to be in their close proximity as much as humanly possible. That's a 10 out of 10 relationship. So time apart, that's absurd. You should definitely not have to create extra time apart. No couple really is together 24/7. You got work, you got hobbies, live a very exciting life. So then it's amazing. So space is just for astronauts. You're either in a relationship 100% or you're not in a relationship 100%. This 1 foot in, 1 foot out, that's just the epitome of overthinking and self-sabotaging behavior, which is absolutely ridiculous. Overthinking is going to directly lead to self-sabotaging. Where does it stem from? Fear and insecurities. So if you are quite a bad overthinker, I want you to think to yourself, well, am I focusing on what I want to achieve, or am I focusing on what I want to avoid? If you're focusing on what you want to avoid, you're going to feel fearful, anxious, insecure. Okay, it's going to cause self-sabotaging tendencies. If you focus on what you want to achieve, you'll feel enthusiastic, empowered, strong, like you're really going after something great and it feels good. Always focus on what you want to achieve, not what you want to avoid. Very, very, very important. A lot of people, I think, don't realize this, but 90% of what I do is just mindset related. I think the majority of people don't achieve a 10 out of 10 relationship because they don't have the right mindset for it. If your mindset's not very good, it's going to be very, very hard to achieve a 10 out of 10. If you want to achieve a 10 out of 10 mindset, because that is really the first step in achieving a 10 out of 10 relationship, if you want to become a 10 out of 10 person, achieve that 10 out of 10 mindset, send me a message, book on a call, I'm here to help. So many people are out there dating right now, looking for their ideal partner, and their mindset's terrible, and they're wondering why they're not having any luck. You're doing it wrong. You got to get the 10 out of 10 mindset first, and then you can attract the high value person. High value people, they are not going to give you a second of their time if your mindset's not a 10 out of 10. Not a second, regardless of how absolutely gorgeous you are. You may think you're absolutely stunning, and you might be, but if your mindset's no good, a high value person will just go, nah, not interested. Doesn't matter how good looking you are. You got to get that mindset to a 10 out of 10.